1 year ago today, 22,000 people headed out to have a fun night and celebrate their love for country music with friends and family in my hometown of Las Vegas. What started as a beautiful weekend was instead met with terror when a senseless act of violence cut 58 precious, innocent lives short at the Route 91 Harvest Music Festival. On that night, tens of thousands of lives were forever changed. As Nevadans in the entire country learned of the news, like me, they were left shocked and devastated. But you know, moments after bullets rained down, heroes arose. Mr. Rogers had a timeless quote. He would say, "Look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping." And there were helpers like Jonathan, who despite having a gunshot wound in his neck, saved the lives of 30 people by leading them out of the venue. He later said, "I decided I'm not going to leave anyone behind." There was a former Marine who turned a truck into a makeshift ambulance and drove more than 24 people to the hospital. And there were first responders, doctors, nurses across our valley who stayed long past their shifts to save lives and comfort the wounded. And of course, our police and firefighters who reacted with selflessness by running into the bullets to save lives. Before dawn had even broken on October 2nd, people in Las Vegas were standing in lines stretched around blocks just to give blood and do what they could do to help. In the days that followed, our community's compassionate response showed the world who we are as Las Vegans. We showed the world that we are resilient. We showed the world that we are Vegas strong. In the midst of such horror, I will be forever proud of my community and continue to be amazed by its strength and spirit that is helping us heal and move forward. But now it is past time Congress came together, so no community is ever left with the devastation Las Vegas felt. We have to come together to prevent these senseless mass murders. It's been an entire year and Congress fails to take meaningful action to address the gun violence epidemic plaguing this country. We should all be able to agree that guns should not be available to people who are mentally ill, have a history of violence, or are a suspected terrorist. We should all be able to agree that everyone who buys a gun should undergo a background check. And lastly, we should all be able to agree there is no reason for a bump stock, which made the shooting all the more lethal, to be in our communities. You don't need a bump stock to hunt unless you're hunting people. We can take smart, sensible steps to keep Americans safe. We can work together to make America safer. Let's not ignore the lives of those killed and wounded that night, or the families whose hearts will never be fully healed. Las Vegans responded to the worst tragedy our city has ever seen with unprecedented bravery, selflessness, and compassion. Congress, let's once and for all follow their example and get something done in honor of the loved ones who are still with us and the family and friends we cannot afford to lose. Let's come together and pass common sense gun violence reforms.